og mainit na pagtanggap sa akin. At thank you for giving time for me this afternoon. Alam kong madaming kasabay at maraming nangyayari ngayon dito sa lalawigan at lugar ng Cebu, Cebu City, Mandaue City, but still you're here. I'm here to join the indignation rally tonight with President Rodrigo Duterte at kasama ang hakbang ng Maisog, and I believe some of my teammates in Team Suka, yung mga Duterte approved and certified senatorial candidates will be joining. Others, I think, in person, and others will just be sending their video greetings. And we are one with the people of Cebu in expressing their indignation and in the strongest term possible in condemning the many abuses, both yung human rights at I specifically yung pag-abuso sa paggamit ng pera ng mga Pilipino. At mainit na mainit ding pinag-uusapan yung ating isinampang petition for certiorari and prohibition sa Korte Suprema, asking the court to declare as null and void, illegal, immoral, unlawful, invalid, unconstitutional itong 2025 budget na nakitaan natin ng napakaraming blank items sa final approved, ratified, signed, and filed bicameral conference committee report na siyang nagiging basihan at pundasyon ng ating taunang budget. Of the 28 items that were left in blank, halos 241 billion pesos po ang halaga ng mga blankong yan. Kaya natin sinasabing unconstitutional because, as you know, it will be very difficult for the present administration, the Marcos administration, to come to the figure of having a 6.3 trillion pesos budget kung meron 28 items na blanco at merong 241 billion pesos na halagang nawawala. Paano ka nagkaroon ng sumang 6.3 trillion pesos budget for 2025? Lagi kong ginagamit na halimbawa, ang grade 1 student, tanungin mo 1 plus 1, sasagutin ka, tama ito, 2. Tanungin mo ng 2 plus 2, sasagutin ka, 4, tama pa rin. Pero kahit kayong magagaling at veteranong journalista at periodista, pati mga miyembro ng tinatawag nating new media ngayong hapon sa kwartong ito, tanungin ko kayo, 3 plus blank, mahirap sagutin yan. Pero yan ay nasagot ng ating mga mambabatas. Sa kung paano paraan, yan yung ating inaalam dahil nakita natin, ipinakita natin na blanco yung final approved, ratified, and signed bicameral conference committee report. Mahalaga na pag-usapan natin ito dahil pagbalik sa Mega Manila, ang dinadalang balita doon, nung tinatawag nating mawalang galang, hindi tayo nakikipag-away kung kanino man, nais lamang nating ituwid yung misinformation or malinformation, yung fake news na lumalabas. Ang nakalagay sa isang banner story ng isang kilalang broadsheet, pinalalabas, pinag-utos ng Korte Suprema sa mababang kapulungan na ilabas ang kopya, the original copy of the General Appropriations Act. Mali. Ang kautusan ng Korte Suprema ay dalawang bagay. Ilabas ang original copy ng enrolled bill, iba po iyon sa General Appropriations Act. At ilabas yung original na kopya ng General Appropriations Bill. At ito ay nagbunsod dahil tayo ay nag-file ng motion to issue subpoena duces tecum at obligahin ng korte na ilabas ng mababang kapulungan yung original copy ng enrolled bill at yung original copy ng General Appropriations Bill. Why? Because Congressman Sid Ungab of the 3rd District of Davao, and more so President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, when we first presented this discovery, hindi namin kailanman sinabing may blanco sa GAA. Walang lumabas sa aming bibig na may blanco sa GAA. Ang blanco sa Bicameral Conference Committee report na aprobado, ratified, pirmado at i-final din ng miyembro ng BICAM kung tawagin diyan sa House of Representatives Bills and Index Service noong December 11, 2024 around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Magkaiba kasi yung GAA. Yung GAA, pag yan ay hindi mo pinirmahan, mananatiling GAB yan. Nagiging GAA siya from GAB pag pinirmahan mo. Pero bago ka maging GAB, pupuntahan mo yung pundasyon, yung Bicameral Conference Committee report. Pag yun ay i-final na dahil aprobado, pirmado, ratified at i-final sa House of Representatives Bills and Index Service, wala nang ibang pwedeng gawin doon kundi printing na lang nung tinatawag na enrolled bill. Kaya ipinapalabas natin yung enrolled bill. Nang sa ganon, makita natin, malaman at matuntun kaninong makating kamay ang nakialam diyan sa blankong Bicameral Conference Committee report. Sino yung makating kamay na naglagay ng mga halaga sa blankong yan? Mahalaga nating malaman yun dahil doon pa lamang ay may krimen nang naganap. Yan ay falsification of a legislative document. Sapagkat pag natapos na sa BICAM, tapos na yan. Hindi mo na pwedeng galawin kahit isang blankong item dyan. Malinaw yun. At nung naiipit na sila, una nilang sinabi na nagsisinungaling daw kami at sinabi naming may blanko sa GAA. Wala kaming sinabing may blanko sa GAA. Makikita natin na yung direksyon ng administrasyon ni Bongbong Marcos ay mag-gaslight to change the narrative and suit yung kanilang narrative. Wala kaming sinabing may blanko sa GAA. Yun nga ang kini-question natin. Bakit nagkaroon ng halaga bigla doon sa GAA? Blanko yung Bicameral Conference Committee. At nung naiipit na sila, ang tinuturan na ng mga mambabatas sa mababang kapulungan, ang sinasabi na, yun daw po ay ministerial duty na lamang at ang naglagay ng mga halaga ay yung tinatawag na miyembro ng Committee on Appropriations Technical Working Staff o yung miyembro ng Committee on Finance ng Senado, tinatawag nilang Technical Working Group. Dito mo makikita kung paano tayo patuloy na binubudol ng administrasyong ito. Nung sila'y ipit na, ang ituturo nila yung mararangal, yung matitino, yung mga tapat, yung mga honest na empleyado ng House of Representatives. Hindi ako naniniwala, hindi kami naniniwala na merong maglalakas na loob na isang empleyado ng Senado o ng House of Representatives na makikialam sa blankong yan. Bakit? Malinaw sa ating saligang batas. Article 6, Section 24, pakicheck nyo na lamang. Malinaw yan. That all appropriations bill shall originate exclusively from the House of Representatives. Ibig sabihin, yung mga halal na mambabatas. So kung empleyado ka lang, wala kang otoridad. Kaya natin hinahanap kung kaninong makating kamay yung naglagay ng mga halaga diyan sa blankong items of Bicameral Conference Committee report. Nais nating malaman. Babae ka ba? Lalaki ka ba? Taga-Malacanang ka ba? O taga-Kongreso ka? O marami sila? Ito ang ating dapat malaman sapagkat kailangan lahat ng Pilipino, kahit kayo, ay kasali sa usaping ito. Hindi para sumang-ayon dito sa aking inilalahad sa inyo. Kung hindi para magkaroon kayo ng sarili ninyong opinyon, sarili ninyong paninindigan, sarili ninyong pananaw. Bakit kanyo? Pera nyo yan. Pera ng sambayan ng Pilipino yan. Pera nyo ang linulustay sa maling proseso ng pagpasa ng tao ng budget. At yan ang dapat nating pag-usapan, hindi yung mga deflection, diversion, or continuing deception na ginagawa ng Marcos administration. Kagaya ng ano? Yung isa pang huwad na impeachment laban kay Vice President Inday Sara Duterte. Bakit natin sinasabing ito'y huwad? Kukunin ko na rin ang pagkakataong ito. Malinaw din sa ating saligang batas. Article 11, Section 4 of our Constitution. Ang sinasabi, kung gagamitin mong behikulo o sasakyan papuntang Senado bilang impeachment, yung Article 11, Section 4, yung 1/3 ng miyembro ng mga House of Representatives ang pumirma para automatic transmittal na yung impeachment complaint, magiging articles of impeachment at tutuloy na ito sa Senado, malinaw doon na dapat ito ay verified impeachment complaint. Anong ibig sabihin ng verified impeachment complaint? Unang-una, ang nagtakda niyan ay ang ating saligang batas. Ulitin ko, Article 11, Section 4. Tumungo tayo sa kahulugan ng verified complaint. Tingnan po ninyo yung tinatawag nating Rules of Court. I believe that is Article 7, Section 4 of the Rules of Court. Ang nakalagay doon para ka ikonsidera na isang verified complaint, dapat ito, unang-una, nabasa mo. Pag nabasa mo, kinakailangan naintindihan mo. Pangatlo, dapat ito ay base sa iyong personal knowledge o hindi kaya base sa authentic records. You have to help me do the math. Baka maaring mali ang pag-unawa ko. Binibida nila, binabandera nila, 215 congressmen ang pumirma sa loob ng 7 oras na trabaho. Sa 1 oras, meron lamang 60 minutes. Kung babasahin mo yung 33 pages na verified impeachment complaint ang titulo nila, kung babasahin mo ng totoo, nanamnamin mo, iintindihin mo, bago mo pirmahan, dapat yan siguro tig sa 10 minuto. Sa 1 oras, 6 na mambabatas lamang ang pwedeng pumirma. Sa 7 oras na trabahong walang break, walang toilet break, walang lunch break, walang merienda break, walang break, ang makakapirma lamang ay 42. Kung tig 10 minutes. Sabihin na nating mabilis sila, matatalino sila, at sadyang marunong mag-speed reading. Di gawin nating 5 minutes each. Kahit na 5 minutes each, 84 ang maximum na makakapirma. Saan galing yung 215? Therefore, hindi ito yung requirement na itinakda ng ating saligang batas na dapat verified impeachment complaint. Therefore, hindi ito pasok sa definition ng tinatawag nating Rules of Court. Therefore, hindi rin ito papasok sa definition ng verified impeachment complaint ng sariling Rules of Procedure ng House of Representatives. I think it's Article 2 or Article 3, Section 2 or Section 3 of the Rules of Procedure of the House of Representatives. So makikita natin yung patuloy na panawagan ng hakbang ng maisog to uphold, respect, and defend the Constitution. Hindi lamang ng mga ordinaryong mamamayan, kundi bagkus yung mga naninilbihan sa ating pamahalaan, yung mga elected, kahit na yung appointed. So ito ang dapat nating maging usapin at lagi kong sinasabi tayong mga Pilipino, we should all come to a basic understanding of what is at stake for our country this midterm election. Kinakailangan na intindihan natin. The midterm election na to will serve as a referendum. Tayo ba ay sang-ayon sa 3 taong baluktot na pamumuno ng kasalukuyang administrasyon? Kung kayo ay masaya, pagbigyan nyo sila, ipagpatuloy nyo pa ng another 3 years. Kung kaya ninyong kumbinsihin ang sarili ninyo na mas maraming nabibili ang 1,000 piso ninyo ngayon kesa sa 1,000 piso ninyo 3 years ago, wag ninyo akong tingnan, wag ninyong tingnan yung mga Duterte certified senatorial candidates. So wag ninyong tingnan ang hakbang ng maisog. Marami akong nakakaharap, nagpapasalamat sa serbisyong ating ginagawa na naghahatid ng mga tamang information at pinaglalaban ang karapatan nating mga Pilipino. Subalit, alam ho ninyo, dapat ang ating mindset para tayong isang pamilya, na lahat tayo ay may pangarap na umunlad at umasenso bilang pamilyang Pilipino. Hindi natin pwedeng iasa lamang sa smaller segment, halimbawa yung isang pamilya. Hindi mo pwedeng iasa lamang kay ate, kay kuya, kay bunso na sana magtrabaho ka ng maigi para yayaman ang buong pamilya, matutulungan mo at nasa balikat mo ang magandang pag-asa ng ating pamilya. Ganon din sa ating bansa. Dapat dito tulong-tulong tayo. Hindi lamang ako, hindi lamang ang hakbang ng maisog, tayong mga Pilipino. We should all be willing to do our share in nation building, to help each other to experience both the joy, the difficulty, the challenges, and sufferings. So ito ang aking mensahe sa aking pagbisita muli dito sa Cebu at pakikiisa sa gagawing indignation rally. Ito ang ating pag-usapan. Hindi yung mga deflection, diversion, and continuing deception of this administration para maiwasan nila itong anomalous, illegal, invalid, unconstitutional, and even criminal passage of the 2025 national budget. Huwag tayong lilihis sa totoong usapan. Ang totoong usapan ay ang anomalous and illegal unconstitutional 2025 budget. Ang usapan pa rin ay ang inflation, ang patuloy na pagtaas ng kahirapan, ng kagutuman, ng kriminalidad at ng droga. Ito ang usapin. Huwag tayong palilihis, hindi yung patuloy na political persecution, hindi yung lagi na lamang sasabihin ang mga kasama ni Pangulong Duterte ay pro-China. Saan ka nakakita na mismong presidente o leader, kung leader ka mang maituturi ng ating bansa, ang siyang naggagatong at higit pang pinapainit itong hidwaan sa kanyang isip sa pagitan ng Pilipino at ng bansang China. Hindi dapat ganoon ang pananaw ng kahit na sinong national leader. Dapat yan ay pinagtutulong-tulungan natin to diffuse and de-escalate the tension there in the South China Sea. Sapagkat, lagi nating tatandaan, I think Article 117 of our revised penal code, yung panggagatong dyan sa issue ng South China Sea, that is also a criminal violation. Hindi ba? That is fomenting dispute with our neighbor, China. Paano na lang yung ating mga kababayan sa Hong Kong, Macau at mainland China? Paano kung sila ang makaranas ng retaliation? Hindi ng Chinese government, kundi ng mga Chinese. Pag napikon, kursunadahin o paglaruan yung ating mga kababayan, paano sila? Sinong poprotekta sa kanila? Kaya nga sila nagpakalayo-layo para kumita ng marangal at higit na may oportunidad dahil hindi nila makuha dito yun. Tapos gagatungan pa natin. 'Di ba? That is inciting to war. So ito dapat ang ating pinag-uusapan, hindi yung kung ano-anong diversionary, hindi yung kung ano-anong patuloy na deception. And again, sabi ko nga din noong proclamation na rally ng Duterte approved and certified senatorial candidates, ang suka ang kalaban ng tanso, ang suka ang kalaban ng peking ginto, at ang suka ang kalaban at tutugis sa mga nambubudol na patuloy sa ating mga Pilipino. Magandang hapon sa inyong lahat.
Sige. Okay, open na po for questions from the Freeman. Sige.
Okay, I would like to ask questions from our Hakbang ng Maisog, Cebu. Ano yung ma-expect namin later sa indignation rally?
Mayong hapon, no? Ako lang binisayon. Mayong hapon kaninyong tanan nga niya karon dinhi. Balikon ako, no, kagahapon do naman tay press con. Pero balikon ako og subay kung unsa gyud ang maisog, no? Unsa ni siya kay daghang wala kay baw, unsa ang grupo sa maisog, no? Ang hakbang ng maisog ni dili ni siya usa ka partido, usa ni siya ka social movement, usa ni siya ka mass movement. Diin kini siya nahimugso di atong panahon nga nahibaw-an sa atong kanhi Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte o ang iyang right-hand man nga si former Cabinet Secretary Johnny Basco nga dunay People's Initiative para usbon ang atong konstitusyon. Unya natawag itong hashtag nga Dabaweños are not for sale, no? Kay ang mga pirma sa mga tao aron usbon ang atong konstitusyon dunay bugti, no? Nga ayuda ba o unsa. Hangtod ni dako kay ito siya nahimong hashtag the Filipinos are not for sale. So atong panahon na nahimugso ang hakbang ng maisog. Ang una ra gyud niya atong gustong buhaton maundang, no, o dili mapadayon ang People's Initiative. Pero tungod niadto naghimo sila og rally, ang first maisog rally January 28 dito sa Davao City. Nasundan sa ikaduha diri sa Cebu ug sa lain-lain pang bahin sa atong nasod. Diin dito sa nakita nga gianam-anam gyud nila og pagpahilom ang kaning gitawag og political dissent, no, mga dissenting opinions, no. Unya kami kay mga like-minded individuals man mi nagkahugpong mi dinhi sa Cebu, mga yano o ordinaryo raming mga lumulupyo nining atong probinsya. Ako, si Jun Abines o si Attorney Eileen Caballes, no? Who is the lead convener of the TAPS Coalition, the Transparency, Accountability, Peace and Security. Kana siya, ang TAPS Coalition are made up of professionals nga nag-advocate, no? Anang upat ka prinsipyo nga mao'y gi-adapt pod sa hakbang ng maisog. Fortunately or unfortunately for that matter, kami 7 ka buok na assignan as maisog core group sa Cebu. Ako, di ay si Elmer Hugalbot, EB Hugalbot sa akong social media pages. Usasab ko sa 40 ka mga social media personalities nga gipatawag aning tri-committee. Kauban si Jun Abines, no? Aron na anin lang ilang fake news no, or something. So karon, mangutan na mo unsay gyud nakapaaghat namo, no? Kay walay politiko nga nagpaluyo namo ani, no? Ang una yung nakapaaghat namo, no? Ang red line nganong ni gawas na gyud ni ang pagpirma gyud sa unconstitutional, no? Budol nga impeachment ni VP Sara. Dito na among nakalit og desisyon nga magmugna mi og usa ka anti-impeachment caravan. Wala to siya media hype. In fact, daghan kaninyo din nga mataga media sa Cebu nga wala kay bawa to. Unya, tungod ni adto very successful, more than 200 vehicles and about 500 motorcycles among nasabutan nga magpagawas na sad mi og dako-dakong rally kay daghang nang hangyo kay wa sila kaapil ato. Mao na karon nga instead nga anti-impeachment, 5 na ka issues nga giatubang karon sa atong nasod ang hinungdan o ang dapat natong istoryahan aning indignation rally kaning atong kayugot, no? Sa mga issue nga nahitabo karon sa atong nasod against the impeachment, against corruption. Sa gikaingonan ni Senator Vic Rodriguez, ang foremost nga ebidensya na ang GAA question, ang oppression sa political dissent, no? Sa mga maisog rallies atong una o kaning mga vloggers karon o mga political critics nga sadly out of the 40 nga gipatawag, 37 of them, no, are incidentally aligned with the Dutertes, no, or sympathetic to the Dutertes. Kunya ang tulo ra may, you know, watakhibaw asa ang ilang alignment. Ang pikas na idaghan wa nila ipatawag. That's one. The rising crime rate, no? And then yung rising criminality because of the rampant use of drugs again, no? Makita nato sa social media, nakikita natin 'yan na gumagamit ng droga na naka-Facebook Reels at naka-Facebook video. Kasi nga, yun na nga, there were utterances by no less than the PNP chief himself na yung drug use is just for the economy para makakuha ng extra pay for overtime. I mean, eto talaga, we are now on the brink of being a failed state. That is why we need to speak out, no? Hopefully, this will be replicated in all parts of the country because Hakbang ng Maisog has many chapters, no? About more than 10 chapters across the country. It has chapters overseas in Europe, in the US, in Japan, Hong Kong as well, no? So we are very fortunate as well that when we set up, this is not a political campaign rally, no? But it will have its own political color, precisely because all the issues that we are putting forward have political solutions, mga polisiya nga dapat ipatupad. So that is why you will be expecting, as confirmed already, former President Rodrigo Duterte will be here as our keynote speaker. We sent out formal invitations to the office of the Vice President without any confirmation yet if she will be attending. We also sent out a formal invitation to incumbent Davao City Mayor Basti Duterte. We still haven't received any confirmation if he is attending. And then we also invited, no, every one of the senators that are Duterte approved, no, the lucky 9, the Duterte 9 candidates, no. Si Atty. Vic ay nandito na. Congressman Marcoleta has already confirmed that he will be attending. Jimmy Bondoc is here already. So we don't talk kasi nga this is a lightning rally. It was just 4 days for us to prepare, no. So we're expecting a crowd of about 15,000, but we're preparing for twice that. No? Okay?
Sila sa Doha.
Okay.
Before ako.
Simula nang nanalo si Marcos Jr., ang lahat ng nangyayari sa Pilipinas, pabagsak, palubog, negatibo. At lahat ng nagrarally, simula sa Davao, Dumaguete, Tacloban, sa Luzon, talagang tinutugis, hinaharang, at pinipigilan. Ang social media, isa sa pinakamaingay, pag nagsasalita ka laban sa mga totoong isyo, tatawagin kang narco-vlogger, pogo-paid vlogger, fake news peddler, para lang patahimikin ka. Pag palagi kang nagsasalita ng opinion mo, tatawagin ka sa Quadcom, Tricom para ikulong ka. We are already in a silent martial law. Sino ba ang nabigyan ng mga rally in the last 36 months? Yung INC, binigyan sila. Tapos yung mga yellow na mga sponsor ni Trillanes. Pero karamihan sa maisog, totoong mass movement, hindi binibigyan ng pagkakataon na magsalita at ipalabas ang saloobin. Kasi takot sila na makita nila sa kanilang mga mata na 90% na mga Pilipino galit na. At ngayon, meron tayong maisog core na nagkaraban dahil nagalit tayo sa lightning impeachment. Sabi ng mga tao, may gagawin ba tayo o wala? Sabi natin, okay, let's have a caravan. It turned out it was very successful. The whole 4 hours, ang mga tao galit na galit, sabi, Duterte. They are craving for a Duterte leadership. It is a brand of good leadership. Hindi sila, parang yung energy nila, kulang pa. Sabi na, let's do something bigger. So, ang core maisog, we have to make something bigger. Because sabi ng iba, ba't din nyo sinabi? Ba't din nyo inano sa media? We were not that confident because we don't have the resources. We don't have the manpower. We don't have the funds. We are volunteers. And we take money from our own pockets and ask some supporters. But there are many. Sabi niyo, ba't din mo sinabi? May bibigay kami siya. But we are not asking. We're just doing our job. Now, nung alam namin na hindi ang Cebu, for the longest time, naalala lang ang Cebu as biggest province of voters every time election season comes. But all 3 years, 6 years, Cebuanos are nobody. Ang opinion natin, hindi pinapakinggan. Kaya tayo mga Cebuano, we are capitalizing. Let's speak as one Cebuano. Ano yung nasa loob natin? Kaya nagkaisa kami, okay, let's have a rally. Napunta tayo dito sa Mandawi. But we were not even sure sino ang papansin. Sino ba naman Cebuano? Wala naman tayo, di ba? Every time may election lang, naalala tayo ng mga malalaking ano. Pero if you notice now, if we speak the right message, if we speak the right language, pag sinabi natin yung totoong isyo, ang tao lalapit sa iyo. Kaya mismo si dating Presidente Rodrigo Duterte pumunta dahil nakita niya sa video, sincero ang mga Cebuano. Tinuod ni Bay, kinasing-kasing ni, naglagot na mi. Nakita ni Duterte nga bisan yung napakainit, Duterte. We are crying for a Duterte leadership. Yun ang sigaw ng mga tao. Ngayon pumunta si Presidente Duterte. All our allies andito na. Andito si Attorney Vic. Marami nang nakinig. Huwag na natin tong bitawan. Dahil pag tumigil tayo, mananahimik tayo, babalik ulit tayo, may 3 years pa na ang bangag ang mamuno sa atin. Maawa tayo sa namatay na mga bata everyday. Mga silingan na ito nangamatay, mga bata, sakit sa dugahan. Muna karon kita mga Cebuano ato ipakita nga nagkaiusa ta. Proud sa nato kay Bisaya si Rodrigo Duterte. Wa siya kailan nako. Wow. Ordinaryo rami nga mga tao. Wala pa mi ka kumusta na niya. Pero if we speak the right words, if we speak the right message, Filipino will be united. Huwag tayo matakot. Kagabi, yung bahay ko pinasok ng mga 12 CIDG from Manila. They stole my cellphone, my PC, and they threatened me. Tapos, they timed it 12 o'clock. Bakit nila ginawa yun? Ang timing. Because I was speaking from my heart, na ang Cebuano galit na. The day before, sobra na. Bangag ang presidente natin. Si Marpil is supporting drug lords. Si IDG chief is a human rights violator. Hindi ako natakot. Umiyak ako nung nag-live ako. Umiyak ako dahil naawa ako sa Pilipino. Kasi yan ang gagawin nila sa akin, gagawin nila sa kasama natin ng mga mahisog. Pero hindi ako atras, hindi ako natakot. Masakit ang loob ko kasi yan ang gagawin nila kung sino yung matapang, ano ginawa nila kay Sara Duterte. Akala nyo biro yung threatened to kill her? It's real. Si Rodrigo Duterte, it's real. They want to kill the Dutertes. Tapos, kaya nung makita siguro ni Tatay, I'm not sure about this, but when he saw the Cebuano na atay kasing-kasing, di na nato ni buhian. Ako mismo, andang ko mamatay karon, balikan ko ni CIDG, pusilong ko, I don't care, nga naman, mamatay matangtanan. Pero never ang Cebu mo manalaw. Mo bitaw nga gigamit ng word nga maisog, because ang pinakaunang isog sila pula-po gikan dre. So ato nang sugdan, atong ipakita karon dire sa karon nga rally. Maisog ang Cebuano. We support a leadership like Duterte. We support the candidates, the Duterte candidates, because every time they speak, like when I listen to Attorney Vic, he speaks from my heart. Although he's very more straight and eloquent, parang sabi ko, this is my candidate. Marami pa siyam sila. Suportahan natin. Pero this is not just an election. Ang sabi nga, this is a referendum. This is the statement of Cebu. Panawagan din natin sa media natin, magkaisa tayo, tulungan natin ang this is no longer about my job, your job, sino yung malakas. Well, let's just do our best na mapalitan ang bangag na administration, if possible, legally, or extra-legally, if necessary, para ma-save yung bansa natin. Because if we wait until 2020 and do nothing, wala na tayong aabutan. Baka mismo mga family members natin kakatayin ng mga adik dahil ang pumapatay sa mismo mga pamilya ngayon, yung mga adik nilang mga pamilya. So, pasensya na, but that's from my heart.
After that very powerful statement, Sir June, murag ang akong gusto isulti karon, Duterte.
Duterte! 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 Duterte!
Pero I am also tasked to answer the question unsay i-expect sa karon nga rally. Kanang pasaylo miha organic yung kaayo ang pagplano na mo ani. Munang ang finalization sa program, we are finalizing it as it comes along. Daghan kay mangutana unsay i-expect. We also ourselves didn't know what to expect until now. We didn't even expect nga naapod ay press con din ha ay diha sa atbang, no? Na nagdaghan kay silang nangaripod ay. Imagine that. Imagine that our caravan nga organic kaayo from the hearts of the people giduaw not just by you, the press people, not just by katong mga Dutertista sa Cebu, because Cebu is really a Duterte country. Giduaw appeal sa mga pikas sa admin, no? So, well, kung daghan kay sila, that can only mean that we are strong. because they sent their most powerful. So, sige lang, dasig lang. Okay, sa ato ang program, in fact, I think naanay nagsugod dito. It first starts with an entertainment. Daghang mga entertainers, a lot of entertainers volunteered to bring in the crowds. And then by maybe 6:30, we will start the program proper with a multi-faith, interfaith na prayer. And then before our speakers, we actually invited 3 speakers from the senatorial lineups. There are no other local speakers na mutok except Mayor Jonas Cortez in order to welcome us, because like in the first rally, it was Mayor Mike because he was the Cebu City Mayor, the host. So here, it's in Mandaue, it will be Mayor Jonas Cortez. We are also trying to avoid na dili maingnan ang ato ang mga local candidates na attendees that they are electioneering prematurely, campaigning, because this is not yet local campaign period. So we invited 3 speakers. First, it will be PACQ, who will be represented by somebody, and he will also send a video message. And then we have also Congressman Rodante Marcoleta. But our very, very special guest senatorial candidate speaker is Attorney Vic Rodriguez. Attorney Vic, we want more of that, so we gave you the most time.
Thank you.
Okay. And in between, because then we heard na there will be PDP Laban slates coming in. So we do not know also when Tatay will be exactly arriving, because he's a night owl. So we will just swoop in at night, in the middle of the night, we don't know. But the PDP Laban slate, some of them will be coming here. We also prepared some questions, and these questions are taken from the GCs, our group chats of the Maisog. Because this is really, we remind again everyone, this is Cebu People's Indignation Rally. So it's an indignation rally by the people. They should get to ask questions. They should get to demand answers. So from the group chats, we got questions on issues. This will be thrown to the guest senatorial candidates who will be coming in. Random. They will not be allowed to prepare. We like it the Attorney Vic way. Nothing curated, ask anything. Tama po ba, Attorney Vic? So we like it. We like it the Attorney Vic way. If they're not as good as him, well, bully for them. But it will be random. Random. They will be given 2 to 3 minutes to answer on top of their opening and introductions. So at least they also have an opportunity to campaign their platforms. So in between the speakers. And then Mayor Rodrigo Duterte, as he prefers to be called, former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, will be introduced also by Mayor Cortez. Then it will be him who will talk. We are not sure yet whether Mayor Baste or VPISD will be coming, but if they are, then perhaps they will also be given an opportunity. As we said, the program is developing as it goes. Even now, just a few hours from its start, it's still developing as it goes. So that's what you are going to expect for tonight.
And the host will be.
And the hosts will be EB, June, and myself. So, para menos gastos. Because this is really organic. But, you know, share ko lang. Despite the fact that we came into this with no seed money, nothing. Volunteers keep coming in. As volunteers keep coming in, as donations keep pouring in also, there are more costs also rising. But still, we are able to, because God is good. God is, the provision of the Lord is really good if He means it to be this way.
Yes.
Okay. So that's it.
Okay, mayong hapon, Attorney Vic. Gian Navarro from CCT at Channel 47 na-open up yung issue about sa impeachment. This week, yung kampo ni VP Duterte ay nagpetisyon na sa Korte Suprema. Habang si Senate Minority Leader Coco Pimentel wants to do a caucus para pag-usapan ang magiging susunod na plano sa magiging impeachment trial. Would you think, bilang kalyado, would you think it would prosper yung issue tungkol sa impeachment po? Attorney Rodriguez? Thank you po.
I will always, we should all go back all the time to what the Constitution provides. The Constitution is very, very clear. Dapat yan, yung ganyang bihikulong pinili nila, yung 1/3 ang pumirma para automatic transmittal, yung complaint, magiging articles of impeachment, kinakailangan yan verified impeachment complaint. Ulitin ko, pag sinabing verified, hindi porke linagyan mo ng titulong verified impeachment complaint, yung iyong complaint, verified na yon. Merong legal and technical meaning yung verified complaint. Etong verified impeachment complaint, kahit silipin ninyo sa ating saligang batas, kinakailangan niya based sa iyong personal knowledge or authentic document. Ganun din sa rules of court, ganun din sa rules of procedure ng mismo mababang kapulungan. Hindi natin kine-question kung meron silang authority o kapangyarihan to initiate impeachment complaint. Malinaw din yun sa ating saligang batas. We're not questioning that. Nasa kapangyarihan ng mababang kapulungan mag-initiate ng impeachment complaint. But yung laging sinasabi at naririnig ninyo mga miyembro ng traditional and new media, the spring cannot rise above the source. The source of the power of the House of Representatives is none other than the Constitution. Hindi maaring mas mataas pa sila at makapangyarihan sa ating saligang batas. Malinaw sa ating saligang batas, verified impeachment complaint. Now, dapat bang bigyan daan ito ng Senado? Alam ho ninyo, kung ako naroroon na sa Senado, ako lalabanan ko ito. Subalit ngayon wala pa tayo, sa tingin ko dapat hindi aksyonan ito ng Senado dahil nga yung pinaliwanag ko. Hindi maaring verified impeachment complaint ito ng 215 congressmen. Paano? You just have to do the math. Paano makakapirma yung 215 congressmen following the very strict requirement of the Constitution that it should be a verified impeachment complaint? That requirement of the Constitution should never be set aside. That requirement of the Constitution should never be taken lightly. Why? You never and you do not toy and play around with the mandate of the 32 million Filipino people who lawfully, legally, democratically, and constitutionally installed Inday Sara to be our Vice President. Hindi natin dapat ipanakaw yung sagradong mandato ng 32 milyong Pilipino sa iilang elitistang mangbabatas. Yan yung ating ipinaglalaban na hindi natin dapat bitawan itong issue ng impeachment na talaga namang unconstitutional.
Attorney Rodriguez. Yes, Rodriguez. From
What media outlet?
DYKC po. Sir, from bicameral report, sinasabing may blanco. At papuntang, saan pa yun? Ano pa ang proseso dyan? At sinong in charge? Gusto lang namin malaman, sino po ang in charge ng printing? Kasi doon na siguro yun, bago yun iprinta nila, nabila pa na yung 200.
No, that's why we are trying to find out saan nangyari itong manipulasyon ng Bicameral Conference Committee report. Malinaw yan. Pagkatapos ng Bicameral Conference Committee report, they will have a choice. Ratify ba nila, which they did? Will they approve it, which they did? Will they sign it? They signed it. Will they file it? They filed it doon sa House of Representatives Bills and Index Service. Pagkatapos ng tapos na, wala nang ibang pwedeng gawin. Maaaring nagkaroon ng halaga yung mga blankong items sa printing, tama ka. Kaya hinahanap natin yung kopya ng enrolled
Meron
bill.
po ba kayong ano na sir? Meron kayong suspect? Sino yung?
Well,
So, gusto namin malaman kung
you have to remember that at the end of the day, I am a lawyer, so I'm very careful for things that I do not know personally. I am doing our investigation, we are doing our case build-up. Hanggat ngayon, wala silang maipakitang kopya ng enrolled bill. Meron kaming nakita, bago pa man nila isiping galawin, meron kaming nakita, because they keep on referring us doon sa archive department or archive section ng House of Representatives. So we went to the archive section of the House of Representatives. Ang aming nakita doon ay kopya ng enrolled bill na nawala na yung mga blanco. Pero hindi ito pirmado ng Senate President, hindi ito pirmado ng Speaker of the House, hindi ito pirmado ng Senate Secretary, hindi rin ito pirmado ng Secretary General ng House of Representatives. Ibig sabihin, pag sinabi mong archive section, di ba pag sinabi mong archive section, repository, taguan ng mga original. So yun ang aming nakita at wala pa silang maipakita hanggang ngayon ng kopya ng original enrolled bill. At yan, uulitin ko, yan ang pinag-uutos ng Korte Suprema. Ilabas ng House of Representatives ang kopya ng enrolled bill, hindi ng GAA. Hindi ng GAA. So yung sinasabing labanan ng fake news, labanan natin yung isang fake news ng isang kilalang broadsheet at banner story niya, inutusan daw ng Korte Suprema ang mababang kapulungan na ilabas ang original copy ng General Appropriations Bill. Mali, sapagkat ito po yung kopya ng order ng Korte Suprema. Babasahin ko lamang ho para malinaw tayo, labanan natin yung fake news. Nakalagay po rito sa paragraph C, respondents, yun po yung Senado at House of Representatives, respondents are likewise required to submit by personal service not later than February 24, 2025 at 12 noon the following documents. Number 1, original copy of the 2025 General Appropriations Bill and original copies of the 2025 or copy of the 2025 General Appropriations Enrolled Bill. Walang sinasabing GAA dito.
Before sa ibang question, let's acknowledge ni Attorney Jamie Bundok or Senator rin, number 10 sa balota. Okay, sige.
Hello po, good afternoon, Attorney. Hello. Good afternoon, Attorney. Jesse po from PPP. I'd like to know po, kasi kilala po kayo na naging bahagi po ng administration po. And then ngayon po, nandito na po kayo sa slate po ni former President Rodrigo Duterte. If given po na wala po yung parang political color or ano po yung magiging tututukan po sana nating mga plataforma, at least po na palarin po tayo for the upcoming elections. And ano po yung parang magiging priority programs po natin para sa mamamayan?
Hanggang ngayon, para klaro tayo, ako ay nag-file ng aking kandidatura bilang independent. Kasama ko yung hakbang ng Maisog. At ginawa kong very clear yan. When I filed my certificate of candidacy, binibigyan kami mga nag-file ng candidacy ng kaunting oras magpahayag doon. At sinabi ko, you can review the footages or records of when I filed my candidacy, na ako'y kumakandidato bilang independent dahil ang aking katapatan ay sa Republika ng Pilipinas lamang. At ang aking nais kapartido, kaalyado at kasama, kayo, sambayan ng Pilipino. And pag tayo ay senador ninyo, tututukan ko ang taunang pagpasa ng national budget. Because I believe the alpha and the omega of the corruption in our country is rooted sa ating national budget. Kinakailangan natin bantayan yan. Saan ka nakakita na binigyan mo ng zero funding ang PhilHealth na kung saan yung mahihirap nating kababayan, yung mga senior citizen, yung mga persons with disability, at yung may hirap nating kababayang Pilipino ay nakaasa, binigyan mo ng zero funding. Saan linagay? ng Marcos administration. Anong prioridad? Yung AKAP at yung AIX na wala namang proven societal benefit. Walang napatunayan yung AKAP at AIX. Maghanap po kayo ng kahit isang benepisyaryo ng AKAP at AIX na kayang magpatotoo at magbigay ng testimonya na bumuti ang kanyang buhay dahil sa AKAP at AIX. Ayaw ng Pilipinong nanlilimos. Kayong lahat ay nagtatrabaho. Ang kinakailangan natin ay oportunidad. Ang kinakailangan natin ay trabaho. Ang kinakailangan natin ay negosyo. At ang kinakailangan natin, irerespeto yung dignidad natin bilang tao. Ayaw naman nating habang buhay nanlilimos eh. Walang gustong manlimos, pero yon ang ginagawa ng administrasyong ito. Babantayan ko yung tao ng budget at kinakailangan ko, mahirap naman mag-isa, kinakailangan kong tulungan rin ninyo ang ating mga kasama sa Team Suka. O ulitin ko, ang suka ang kalaban ng tanso, ang suka ang kalaban ng peking ginto, at ang suka ang tutugi sa mga nambubudol. Kaya tulungan din ninyo si Senador Attorney Jimmy Bondoc.
One last follow-up. Sorry lang. One last follow-up lang po, Attorney. You mentioned independent po tayo. Sa tingin po natin, disadvantage po ba to or may advantage po tayo ngayon being an independent candidate, especially now we're here in Cebu na known po siya as a vote-rich country?
Well, kung ang pag-uusapan nating disadvantage ay dahil wala akong resources, hindi ko tinitingnan disadvantage sapagkat klaro sa akin, nung bago ko tinanggap yung hamon na pamunuan ng tunay at maisog na opposition sa Senado, wala talaga akong materialis. Wala akong funding, wala ako lahat. Subalit, bilang tao, prinsipyo ko, I just cannot allow to compromise my independence as well. If I want to be of service to the people, I have to protect my independence. Dahil pagdating ng panahon at tayo'y senador ninyo, senador ako, hindi lang ng iisang partido, kung hindi ng lahat ng Pilipino. And that's what I intend to do mula pa nung ako ay nagdesisyong kumandidato bilang senador ninyo.
Thank you po.
Good afternoon. Ako mabilis lang. Kay Attorney Vic Rodriguez at kay Attorney Jimmy Bondoc, God willing, makaupo po kayo as one of the incoming senators po. Yung pag-resist po ninyo sa mga budget na yan ng ayuda and all, paano kung kayo na sa sarili ninyong mga opisina ang mangailangan? At paano din po ninyo lalabanan yung current practice na ngayon na liquidation by mere certification?
Let COA do its job. Hindi trabaho ng senador na yung resolution number 10, yung allowing liquidation by mere certification, kinapon mo na agad yung COA. Malinaw sa ating saligang batas na ang tanging ahensya lamang na maaring mag-conduct ng audit sa lahat ng tanggapan ng opisina ay ang Commission on Audit. Kaya yung resolution number 10, that is also unconstitutional. Hindi pwedeng magpatuloy yung resolution number 10 sapagkat hindi mo pwedeng kapunin ang kapangyarihan ng Commission on Audit. I think Jimmy will also reply.
To the same question?
Yes, sir.
Una sa lahat, na ang amin laging pinaglalaban nila Attorney Vic at ng buong PTP Laban slate, no, is to go back to basics. Kailangan natin bumalik sa konstitusyon, no? Tulad nga na sinabi na Attorney Vic, mali naman yung liquidation by certification. Yung sinasabi niyo kung paano pag kami ay nangailangan, no? Hindi naman kami mangangailangan in that sense. Kasi po kami po ay naninindigan na mali ang pork barrel, halimbawa, no? Hindi naman tama ang post-enactment legislator participation na tinatawag sa Bellica versus Ochoa. Kaya gagawin po namin ang trabaho ng senador na constituency, representation, legislation sa tama pong paraan. Hindi po kami mangangailangan at hindi po kami lulod sa kahit sinong kapangyarihan dahil ang kapangyarihan namin nagkagaling lang dun sa sana mga boboto sa amin. Back to basics po.
Thank you.
You may want to answer the question, your platform running for Senate.
now?
Oh yeah, because it was asked for.
Well, very eloquently, Attorney Vic has already stated, first of all, yung aming shared vision of making sure that the budget is responsive to the needs of the people. Walang hausyaw dapat. Pero syempre, meron po kami mga personal na bills na gustong alagaan. Halimbawa, ako, I am totally against hospital detention. Yun ang una kong gustong asikasuhin, yung Anti-Hospital Detention Act. We have to amend that, RA 9439. Kasi nga, lalo na po ngayon na nakikita natin, hindi na nga nababayaran ng PhilHealth yung ating mga medical bills. Yung iba, kinukulong pa dahil hindi makabayad, kinukulong sa ospital. Kaya ako to lagi pinag-uusapan, kahit na hindi siya yung pinakamainit na balita. Kasi po 6 years ako sa pagpos. At 6 years po, dumuhod ang mga pasyente sa amin, humihingi po ng medical assistance, nakakulong sa ospital, hindi namin matulungan. So that is one of my pet legislations.
Thank you po.
Question po. Daily Swell from One News. Yung nangyari po nga sa CIDG, sa Imuha, sir?
Yes.
Can you expound on what happened, sir? Kung sa ipangita nila, kung sa tuyot sila sa Imuha, ikaw ang pick up ng cellphone?
Yes, siguro to start the story, I am part of the Maiso Gold Group that's been building this in the last 3 days na magkaroon tayo ng big rally. So, indignation rally, isa yun. At saka isa rin ako sa yung 40 vloggers na pinatawag ng Quadcom at saka nung Tricom for the second time last February 18 para i-investigate, but we understand it is a persecution at ipahiya at we expect that we will be cited in contempt. So that's the background. Now, with all that background, I really did not expect na I think there was a time that I shared a post by Jason Sanat. Mr. CIDG Chief Tory was sick, and I was just saying, is this true? Yun lang ang sinabi ko. I just shared the post. Tapos na sinabi na agad ni Tory na he will file a cyber libel case against me and Jason Sa. But I forgot about it because that was months ago. Then suddenly, yesterday, from setting up the stage sa rally natin, I went home at around 11:30. By 11:45, at least a dozen of police personnel, CIDG personnel, came to my house. Sa third floor na, nakapasok na sila. Tapos they said, okay, we have a warrant, search warrant, and don't give us your cell phone and your computers. And they barged in like very forcefully. Tapos we cannot move. My wife, Tita, was really reacting, but while she was shouting and telling them that what's going on, talagang sinabi niya, we will arrest you. Parang tutulayan na natin to, bibit-bitin na natin to. Sabi ko, I need my lawyers. I need you need to give me the time to have my lawyers around kung paano nyo ako abusuhin. At talagang inabuso ako. Nung kinuha yung cellphone ko, mismo sila may laptop, instead of seizing it and preserving it as an evidence, kung may cyber libel man ako na crime, they put a laptop on my table, and they even used the electricity, and for 3 hours they tried to probe and download all the content of my cell phone. I said, I object on that activity because you're not supposed to probe or check without the supervision of the court. Kasi ebidensya yan eh. What if you plant something in it? Tapos ang dami kong kaibigan na tulad natin. We are normal citizens that are expressing our disagreement with the government. So, despite my objection, talagang ginawa nilang harap-harapan for 3 to 4 hours. I cannot do anything because they won't allow me to touch my phone.
Do you think, sir, it has something to do with you organizing the Maiso rally?
It's very obvious because the warrant was signed February 20, and we started saying we will have a rally by I think 19 and 17, 18. But I was not really making it very formal that time. I said, there's going to be a rally because I am not the one in control of the rally. I am just part of the core group. Tapos it is a developing activity. Kasi when we heard na walang darating, baka we might not pursue. It just happened that when we float the idea, help, support, and yung encouragement keep coming. Kaya we were able to come up with this big event, and in fact, we're very happy to have the Duterte candidates coming in because this is a para bang kumbaga reinforcement too. We need help. Cebuano needs to be also seen as a very important factor sector of Philippines. Hindi lang so we're very happy. We have Tatay Digong coming. We are very happy Attorney Bondok, Attorney Vic Rodriguez, and I believe yung advocacy nila, yung objective nila are aligned with our Cebuano and Filipino ordinary citizens, and of course with Duterte. So we're very happy to have this.
Sir, ang imong cellphone, laptop, confiscate from kinsa nga unit, sir?
Ako ang unit, duha ka unit ako.
Kinsa nga unit ang nag-operate?
CIDG, I think Manila. They sent a colonel, lieutenant colonel, and a major, and all these guys, they said cybertech na group. Draco, yes, and yes, and they tried to really. I suspect they may apat sila na tao na naka-live all the time, and I think some gods are watching me enjoying the activity na talagang I was caught off guard. Tapos I think nag-live sila and I think they are trying to download my data and put it online directly to Manila. So sa mga friends ko, I am not hiding anything. There's nothing that I'm hiding, pero sa Facebook na June Abines and Ernest Abines, I was able to retrieve control, but I suspect they are spying on it and unfriend me or yung mga, if you send messages, be careful with your jokes or anything because the enemy is already watching. We are under silent martial law.
So nasa ilaharon ang custody sa imong cellphone, sir, nasa ilaharon, sir?
Again?
Cellphone nimo and laptop na agapon sa ilaharon.
Andon sa kanila yung cellphone and I maybe my lawyer, Attorney Helen can help.
The cell phone and the PC, the desktop of desktop of Sir June Abines is already in the possession of the PNP forces. I don't know if it's coincidence or not. But one of the my support team's account also got hacked just less than an hour after, and we noticed that our data on the who are coming was also shifted around as to the seating arrangements. So we had to redo everything. Can you imagine our VVIP and VIP listings? So I don't know if it's coincidence, but it seems very odd that her account should be hacked and then it's the rally data that should be interfered with.
The first activity.
The first, So if you're asking us, do you think the search into Sir June Abines' home was motivated because of this rally? Then there's a very, very big possibility that it is.
Good afternoon, Rowena from DYRF, Sir June and Attorney. With this kanang kalimukan sa CIDG towards this Sir June, wala ba din nakapahuyang or nakapakurat sa maisog Cebu, labi na ba din kahadlok ninyo, kaling giingon ninyong pangharas?
At first, it was shocking. Pero as na-subside na, I said, okay, those people were just ordered by the evil boss. So, wala na ko maglagot atong nang abusar sa ako because naamay nagsugog yun nila. Yes, I was shocked, but I'm not afraid. The worst that can happen to me is, of course, get killed. And anything that we fight, if it's very valuable, you cannot offer laway. Dili yun ni madaog laway, lawas o katarungan. You have to shed something valuable. And I'm willing, kung naay na po nga unang maihaw, I don't care appeal ko because that will be an honor. Kay kasagaran sa ato sige na lang tagpanalaw. If you live with fear, you die 1,000 times.
Doon na ba'y lakang pagabuhaton against or gikan sa inyong answer?
It's a continuing fight for transparency, accountability, peace, and security. We have not planned that far ahead, but the only thing we know is we will keep pushing for that goal. So if you ask, have we become discouraged? No. We have become even more encouraged because kinsa man, sino naman ang papansin sa'yo if you are not effective at what you're doing? So maybe we are reaching more people than we think we are, and they know it. So keep on fighting. Someone's fighting back, so you must be pushing forward.
Sir John, aside from Attorney Irene as your legal counsel, who are the others or voluntarily?
I have some calls, but I'd like Attorney Irene to answer.
Daghan kaayong mangutana bitaw ana. Saan ba fight sa kaso? Saan ba ato sang humanon ang rally? First thing first, daghan kay naghuwat dito sa Koan grounds na. So, first things first, I'm sure that legal assistance will be provided. I mean, I'm going to assist Sir June, and I know that a lot of Cebuanos are sympathetic to him.
Attorney Bondo, anything you want to add about the fate of Sir June?
Well, first of all, kung kailangan nyo ng abogado, marami po kami dito. It will be our honor to give our part. No? Napakasimple po nung overview nakikita natin. There is oppression. Kasali ho yun dun sa 5 words na pinapakita sa indignation rally. Di ba? Impeachment, criminality, corruption, oppression, drugs. Tama? Yung oppression is very clear dun sa Tricom vloggers. Parang it is the theme of this government to silence any dissent. No matter how legal the dissent is, they will silence it. Napakalinaw. So I think we'll fight the battles as they come. Ang gusto ko lang i-propose sa aming team, sana very soon, maunahan naman natin sila, hindi tayo puro depensa lang. And I think the indignation rally is a good step. Maunahan naman sila para marinig ng bayan yung totoong marinig ng gobyerno yung totoong saloobin ng bayan.
Sir, good afternoon. Daljit Nalisig of XFM. To Attorney Victor Ligas, sir, magandang hapon. Sir, reaction lang po, sir, doon po sa may kumakalat na 100,000 as 100 pesos na although malayo yung election, but to 2028, sabi dito, na let's support Ferdinand Martin Romualdez, Philippine President 2028.
Akin simple lang. Una, hindi ko nakitang personal yan. Hindi ko alam kung saan nanggaling yan. And going back to what I have intimated early on during the start of this press briefing, balik tayo sa sentro. Hindi yan ang usapin. For all we know, that's another part of the deflection. Para tanggalin yung usapin saan? Dito sa illegal, immoral, unconstitutional, criminal 2025 budget. Liniliis ang usapan sa inflation. Sa paglaganap ng kahirapan, kagutuman, paglaganap na naman ng droga at pagtaas ng kriminalidad. Yan ay deflection. Huwag tayong sumabay dyan. Let's go back to the center, balik tayo sa sentro at mag-focus tayo doon sa makabuluhang usaping panlipunan na tumatagos sa tiyan, sa sikmura ng ordinaryong Pilipino. Hindi yung kalokohan na linilihis nila ang usapin. That's my personal view doon sa tanong po ninyo.
Attorney Vic, are you willing to be a legal counsel of Attorney Sir John?
No, I do not mind working with Attorney Irene. meron na siyang napakahusay na legal representation. But I do not mind giving my 1 centavo worth of advice. And the one thing that I can see at the moment, kasi ito rin yung panawagan ng hakbang ng maisog, yung transparency, accountability, peace, and security. Let's say, for example, and for the sake of our press briefing this afternoon, that what they have is really an authentic search warrant. Kahit may authentic search warrant ka, merong batayan at panantayan yung pagsisilbi ng search warrant. It could be a crime committed against personal liberty or security. Sapagkat pagse-serve ng search warrant, hindi naman pwedeng bargas ang pagse-serve mo ng search warrant. You have to check kung merong paglabag na nagawa. They can move to have the search warrant quashed at masoli lahat ng property at ari-arian ni Jun Abines at panagutin kung paano. They have to identify first, authentic ba yung search warrant? Because when you apply for a search warrant, may affidavit yan na nakalakip. At yung affidavit na yun ang gagamiting basihan ng huwes na base sa kanyang personal assessment, talagang dapat mag-issue ng search warrant. But the search warrant must particularly describe the place to be searched and the things to be seized. Hindi yan yung pwedeng lahat ng sulok ng bahay mo halugugin. Kinakailangan meron kang pinupuntirya kung anong floor, kung anong palapag, anong cabinet, anong gamit lamang ang iyong kukunin. Now, if someone violated itong mga requirements provided for by the Constitution and by the rules of court, then meron tayong nakikitang paglabag doon sa tinatawag nating crime against personal liberty or security of Jun Abines, his wife, and his family, and even violation of domicile.
Attorney Vic, balikan ko lang po yung sa petition na final nyo sa Supreme Court. I heard na ang deadline ay sa February 24. Doon sa pinapasubmit na kopya ng General Appropriations Bill and Enrolled Bill, what if kung hindi ito ma-submit ng House of Representatives?
Oh yeah, and I forgot to notify the body. Nakatanggap kami before the close of office hours yesterday, Friday. Yeah, yesterday, Friday. Nakatanggap kami ng motion. Ito'y mula sa gobyerno. May motion ang Office of the Solicitor General requesting for an additional 5-day period para makasagot sila dito sa ating demanda questioning the constitutionality of the 2025 budget. Natanggap natin kahapon, so hindi pa natin nalalaman kung sila ay pagbibigyan ng Korte Suprema sapagkat malinaw sa naging kautusan ng Korte Suprema yung binigay na 10-day period is non-extendable. But the Office of the Solicitor General ay humingi ng additional 5-day period. So we're still waiting, bagamat merong ibinigay na deadline February 24 to produce sapagkat nag-file tayo ng motion to issue subpoena duces tecum. Hindi naman nag-issue ng subpoena pero inutusan ng Korte Suprema na isumite nila, ipakita yung original copy. Ulitin ko nung General Appropriations Bill at General Appropriations and General Appropriations Bill at yung Enrolled Bill. Yun ang inuutos. Mali yung pahayagan, yung broadsheet na ang headline niya ay pinag-utusan daw na i-produce ang GAA. Wala akong nagque-question sa GAA. Ang kini-question natin yung proseso because we stand firm that yung GAA is nothing but a product of a very poisonous legislative process.
Message lang po ninyo, sir.
Ulitin ko, maraming salamat sa inyong pagbibigay daan sa aming presensya ngayong hapon. At marami nagpapasalamat, marami ako nami-meet sa airport, sa aeroplano, sa kung saan-saan, nagpapasalamat. Ulitin ko, ito po ay hindi kakayanin ng Hakbang ng Maisog, hindi kakayanin ni Jamie Bondoc, hindi kakayanin ni Pangulong Duterte lamang. Dapat tayo, we work as one family, Filipino family, pamilyang Pilipino. Pagtulong-tulungan po natin na para tayo nangangarap na magkaroon ng higit na mabuting pamayanan, ng higit na mabuting bansa, na higit na mabuting kinabukasan. Di naman pwede na yung success ng pamilya mo ay iaasa mo lang, ulitin ko, kay ate, kay kuya, kay bunso, kay nanay, kay tatay. Dapat tayo'y magtulong-tulong. Kailangan palitan natin yung ating mindset. We have to be more assertive. We have to demand for our rights and we have to assert for our rights. Huwag tayong magpapasindak, huwag tayong magpapatakot. And bilang panghuli, sana ho, lahat tayo manawagan to uphold, respect, and defend our Constitution. Maraming salamat. Ako po muli, si Atty. Vic Rodriguez, Pilipino, abogado, Maisog.
Gusto ko lang pong klaruhin sa marami na ang pagsasama po namin nila Atty. Vic, nila Sir Jun, at kahit kami mga senador sa PDP State, lahat po yan ay pagbubuklod ng pagkakaparehong paniniwala. Wala akong mga nagbayad o nagbuklod sa amin. Bibigyan ko ng halimbawa, sila Atty. Vic, nag-file sila against the constitutionality of the budget. At kami po, nila Congressman Alvarez, nag-file kami ng criminal case ng falsification naman of legislative documents dahil dun sa 241 billion. Yung mga TRICOM vloggers, mga kaibigan po yan, hindi riyan basta nag-uusap-usap, yung iba dyan hindi makakilala. Bakit po? Gusto ko linawin. We are bound by beliefs, not by corrupt money, not by kung sino mang mga nagbabayad sa amin. We are bound by the beliefs na sinasabi ni Atty. Vic na gusto lang natin gumising sa mas magandang bukas na hindi tayo natatakot na biglang mag-impeachment, nanakawan tayo ng